If you're going to move forward in your life, you have to recognize and understand emotions in yourself and others. It's very difficult to notice aspects of ourselves that cause problems and keep us from reaching our full potential if we can't see ourselves clearly. This is why we're here. This is Twambo, and you're listening to Tea Time with Twambo. Let's begin. Hello, listeners of Tea Time with Twambo. Thank you for joining me again on this podcast. I wanted to ask you a question, and I think this is a question that you probably have not thought about in a long time, or maybe you've generalized the answer. And the question is, what is it that you want to feel? What do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? I know a lot of us think that we just want to be happy. Who doesn't want to be happy? To be laughing all the time, to feel like everything's going your way, that everything's going in the positive direction, no fear of the future, no shame of the past, loving the people around you freely, them loving you, no issues, just happy. I wanted to ask you if you could spell out what happiness is for you. And spell out, I don't mean HAPPY, but what does happiness mean to you? What is included in that happiness? Today, for the first time, I thought about the feeling of wonder. And by wonder, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling on the first snow of the year, when it first starts to snow and you're out there or you're inside and you look out and it's snowing, and just the wonder of snow falling from the sky. That feeling of wonder. I want more of that in my life. That feeling when you get on a summer's day, when you leave the house, the weather's great, you're in short sleeves, you're in sandals, flowers look great, everybody's smiling. I want to feel that. That should be a part of my happiness. Happiness is also getting to the end of a good book where you're just like, wow, I didn't want that to end. That's part of happiness for me. Or reading a really good poem where when you're done, you're just touched. You're touched by how great it is. You're touched by how short it is and how in a few short sentences it's able to describe exactly how your heart feels. That's happiness for me. Happiness is seeing my siblings' face on a group call because we love to tell jokes and we look so much like each other. And it's amazing that we look so much like each other, but we're so different. That's happiness for me. Happiness is watching yet another gushy rom-com where you know how it's going to end, but that loving feeling in the end where you're just like, yes, that's how it should end. That's happiness for me. I want to ask you, what is happiness for you? Have you actually thought about the feelings that surround your happiness and how you can add these to your everyday life? Wonder was the biggest thing for me because wonder has not been a part of my everyday life for a long time. It's very rare that on a daily basis I see something and I think, wow, in wonder. And I want that feeling every day. And I want to ask you, what do you want? What is happiness going to mean for you? And what do we need to do in order for you to feel that way every day? Because life is to be lived. Your life is to be lived and you should be happy. I'm not saying that the hard days will not come, but there needs to be the good in every single day. I didn't want to take so much of your time this week, but I just wanted to ask you, if you could label different feelings that are part of your happiness, what would those be? Mine are wonder, rom-coms, laughter, sunshine. And I want you to talk about yours. I want you to feel yours, and I want you to write them down and pursue those things. Pursue them in the everyday, and let's live our lives a little more happier. This has been Twambo, Tea Time with Twambo. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and rate the podcast, write me some reviews. I would really appreciate it. Gonna speak to you next week. Goodbye.